Welcome to 5 Good Minutes.
You're listening to today's inspirational message on the book of Hebrews
with Dan Irvin.
Well, if you put a plant in good soil, if you give it water, if you give it sunlight, the things that it needs, it'll grow. But if you stick a plant in dry, rocky dirt and you never water it, there's no sunlight, and it doesn't really matter how much potential that seed initially has, that it will not thrive. It will not grow in those conditions. And this is the picture that we see in Hebrews chapter 6, verses 7 and 8. The author writes these words: "Land that drinks in the rain, often falling on it, and that produces a crop useful for those whom it is farmed, receives the blessing of God. But land that produces thorns and thistles is worthless and in danger of being cursed." Now, here's the point I think that these two verses point us to, is that our lives are shaped, are enriched or diminished by our environment. Years ago, someone told me this phrase, and it's stuck with me. They've just said, you are what you consume, in a sense, that you are shaped by the people around you, what you watch, where you go. All of those things play a huge environment in who we're becoming. It's about our daily rhythms, our relationships, our habits. Good soil produces life. While if we have neglected soil, that can produce thorns and thistles. I think we all probably know what it's like, if we've had faith in Jesus for a little bit, to feel like dry soil. Like we're busy, we're distracted, we're not prioritizing the things that truly feed and water our soul. And we wonder, man, why does I feel like I'm stuck in the mud, like my tires are spinning. And the reality is the soil matters. Where we plant our seed matters. Jesus just didn't invite people to believe in him. He invited people to follow him, to live in a different way, to build rhythms that keep the soil of their lives open to the rain that God is providing, in a sense. And here's the encouraging news too, is you don't have to fix everything. You don't have to pull out every weed before God will be able to work in your life. God is the one who is providing the rain. He is at work. And the question is, are we helping to create an environment in our lives and our hearts where truly the rain can soak in and do the work of growth? So let's get real practical for a sense and ask yourself a couple of questions. Maybe you even want to write these down today. First question: who are the people in your life that you're surrounding yourself with? Are they people that push you in a direction of faith? People that push you in a direction of Jesus? Or are they people in your life that send you the other way, that discourage you? Some of the times environment is unavoidable. Maybe you work in a situation with a hostile, environment or people. And I think it's even more important then to surround yourself in those other times with people that can bring you up in a different way. And it doesn't mean that we're always surrounding ourselves with people that are like-minded and pushing us towards faith, because I think that can be a dangerous bubble too. Jesus surrounded himself with people that at times that were far away, but he had the band of brothers, his disciples, his followers that he was with for the majority of the time, and they were encouraging one another. They were pushing each other towards the trueness and the goodness of God. And here's another question: what are you filling your mind with? What are you consuming on a daily basis? Media, things you read, things you watch. Are you making space every day, even if it's just a little space, to hear from God, God's voice? Because I think at the end of the day, we all want our lives to produce something that's meaningful, that matters, that can impact the greater good. And I think that can only happen when we're intentional about our environment and about the soil that we're allowing God to grow in us.
Thanks for joining us here today. There's a lot of great content to explore on Orchard Hill Plus and on the Orchard Hill main feed from the weekend. Have a great day.